Hey y'all, this is Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey Kat. And this is the Fake Ass Book Club. Wait, can we both say it or no?
All right, you guys, welcome back to the Fake Ass Book Club. It's your girl, Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey, Kat.
Hey, Moni.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling so calm.
Okay.
Did you just see how calm I stayed during the live?
Okay.
And I'm going to keep it going. Like, this is my new persona.
Okay. All right, I'm into it. Well, you guys, we're fake this week. We were supposed to be reading a book, and, due to life, I just couldn't make it happen. I didn't get the book until maybe like Wednesday evening, and then it's just been a really busy week. So I'm just really grateful for the Fake Ass Book Club because I don't get kicked out for stuff like this, and I still get to come back and hang out with you guys. So we're sort of making this up as we go, to be quite honest. So,
and maybe I'll be like lightly hostile and passive aggressive.
you can do what you want. It's our show.
I feel like that's
what
when we had that episode about book club drama, like that's how stuff would go down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where it's like, well, maybe the next 4 books will be comic books. No.
Then I'm leaving.
It's like, I quit the book club.
Quit. Okay.
I can't ever quit books.
Well, guys, we're going to get into it. So before we do, let's dedicate this episode like we always do. So hands over your hearts, everyone. So as always, we want to thank our patrons. We appreciate your continued support. If you guys aren't a Patreon member, you should slide over to Patreon/The Fat Bot Podcast. We have lots of stuff over there, you guys, months and months worth. So if you're interested in what we talk about in between scenes or before and after we get started, pop over to our Patreon to support. Also, just want to dedicate this to all the hardworking people out there. I feel like right now, I don't know, man, I have been really stressed. I don't know about y'all. It's just a lot going on. I've been struggling to, I don't want to say be pleasant, but I just find myself really trying to find like my equilibrium. So shout out to everybody out there doing their best to just stay regular and positive and keep moving forward. What about you, friend?
Yes, and strong agree. I was actually just thinking I need like a hard reset. And a lot of times what that means is like usually like taking a bubble bath, like just doing some like really intense self-care. I know me, I probably need to run. I probably need to like run out some of this cortisol, but that didn't have anything to do with my dedication. My dedication is going to Peter Gordon. Do you know what Peter Gordon is?
No.
I bet you do. You're familiar with this picture?
Oh, yeah.
I'll throw it up. So they're trying to remove it from the National Archive. Can you believe that?
Yes.
Can you believe it?
It's part of the reason why I'm sad and can't keep my life together.
So, but we're going to keep talking about it, and that image is everywhere. So even if you don't have it in the National Archive, it will still live on, and the legacy of everything that you did to him and his descendants. Dedication over.
Amen. I like it.
Thank you. Stayed so calm.
You did. Good job, friend.
I didn't feel calm. That's just the fakeness. It's the beauty of the Fake Ass Book Club.
We're good at it.
We are.
So then, the book that we were going to read, though, you guys, we will cover this on the show because I do plan on reading that. But we're just going to talk about stuff, I guess. So here we are.
We're just going to see where things lead us. Actually, can I tell you about a nice experience I had last week?
Yeah.
So just on some random stuff on Instagram, I saw that there was going to be a tea making demonstration at Proper.
Ooh.
From Minty Bong Water.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with his content. Once again, kind of just learned about it through, I think, Bellies and Bullshit and podcast. Shout out to them. And he's a local tea influencer. And so he's been doing live shows there where he'll just like brew tea and then you taste it. It's almost like a little cooking show, like live in the city. So yeah, I got to go up there and had apple cranberry cinnamon tea that we got to watch him make. And he actually came around and poured it for everybody. It was just vibes. And it was actually kind of nice because it went a little bit into the book a little bit because, you know, all of that is sort of a conjuring.
Ooh, that'll be fun to mention when we're talking about the book then. I like that.
And he was also talking about how as Americans, we don't really have a tea ritual. Like most cultures, and it's probably because we're trying to get away from England and there's such a tea-centric culture.
Okay.
And maybe like we're just like, nah, we're not. But tea is great. Like I was thinking too, I'm like, I probably do need to incorporate a tea ritual into my life, especially we're saying like we need a like hard reset because like my nervous system is like I said, struggling to, like I said, I don't feel like I've been unpleasant, but it has been, everything's been just a little bit harder.
Yeah, it's like, I don't feel like I've necessarily been unpleasant. I don't know if it's anything that anybody else picks up on because I'm really good at pretending to be pleasant when I don't feel pleasant. So, but that's what I'm speaking to mostly. Like I feel like I am feeling internally an unpleasantness in terms of just like, or just maybe it's anxiety. I don't really know. It's just like I don't feel good. That's the underlying feeling. So I'm like trying to get to that. And
get to good.
Hard.
How do we get to good?
I don't know, friend.
I don't either. Well, I do kind of know. It's gonna take a lot though.
Okay. Well, hit me.
Because it is hard to, like you said, like we're parceling out all this racism. Like, I mean, that's it. It seems like just like in a video game where there's like a guy like raining stuff down on you. Like there's a mini game in Mario where he's running around with a basket and he's trying to catch bananas because there's these monkeys throwing bananas from the trees, but they're also throwing some of those spiky balls. And so you want to run, and then instead of bananas, you get a spiky ball, and it knocks all your bananas out, and then you're standing there and your head's rolling around.
That's
I don't know why. Yeah, like it's kind of like you almost want to shut down. I know this is what I know. I need to like reset my nervous system, and I need to exercise, and I need to paint. But these are all things that take a lot of time. Yeah. And I don't know if people have noticed, but we might be going into a little bit of a recession.
Why do you say that?
Well, I just noticed a bunch of people have lost their jobs. Like, I just know a lot of people, and actually it's disproportionately affected Black women. And it's, once again, it's supposed to be like happy stuff, but I think I'm trying to like fortify myself because I know get through tough times, you know, like, but it's just, I think a lot of it is, a part of us just instinctually we know what's coming, and just, even if we're not directly aware of it, and that just creates like background static anxiety.
Agreed. Yeah, man. It's just like, it's hard to, because like you can't be ignorant about what's going on. You want to stay informed. You want to be in the know. But then there's like this fatigue that sets in, you know, like when I'm taking in everything that's happening and just how bad things are. Like, for instance, and I didn't even watch the whole thing because that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm having a hard time taking in the whole thing. So like, even just seeing clips of crazy shit is hard. So whatever that address was to our military generals and stuff like that. And what is that man's name? Hogseth, or no? Am I thinking of somebody else?
Our governor? Oh. Our mayor?
He's a national guy.
Oh.
War Secretary Hegseth basically got in front of 800 of our military leaders and told them that we don't want no fatties here. You need to be like no beards. Like basically what was so sad and stupid about it was like he was trying to use the acronym fuck around and find out.
Oh, I did hear
to them, and it was like radio silence because it didn't hit like you thought it was. Because bitch, you're at these are military fucking professionals. These people have been in war, and here you are, some fucking clown, wearing this little suit, sitting up here thinking you're like, I don't know, hitting these marks of, It's just like these are people's real lives. This is our real life, and it's like you think this is some kind of joke or like we're playing Sims or some shit.
It reminds me of when Marston
You want to be Marston so bad, friend.
I'm trying so hard.
Marsden
made that speech at the mom bomb,
Yes.
trying to think like he was going like,
I'm about to kill with
and
this.
he's just like, but you are a clown though. And that's the thing. It's like, don't you come around trying to clown. Like, this is real life. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's real tough people out here. Like,
and it ain't you, my friend. And so, yeah, like
that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's like I keep like, so when I'm seeing this kind of stuff too, I'm just like, and then don't piss off the military because like if you read, guys, right? Like, this is part of the reason why this podcast is important to us, because it's kind of like. It's a bummer, though, to understand and know what's going on sometimes. So I can get how it's like, yeah, I don't want to be engaged, but it's like you kind of have to know. But you need to know that, like, historically speaking, when you get these bad actors in government who are trying to basically, I mean, like, you're a clown, so these military people will at some point decide, like, no, fuck this,
right? Because we're
not going to let you hijack democracy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're the generals who are willing to stand up and be like, absolutely not. This is the most.
Well,
so you have
and
all
there
these people
are
resigning and stuff.
Orders too. Like, you don't have to obey every order.
That's what I'm saying.
There's like
what
illegal
if that
orders.
happens?
And I also heard that the National Guard that's like in DC and stuff, like they're embarrassed to be there.
You should be. This is a fucking joke.
Like, they don't want to be there. And like I said, that's such
Dude,
a
I just
waste.
wanted to not have to pay for college. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people who are actually the ones serving.
Why can't they like do some community building? That's my whole thing. Like, a lot of times people really do get into the armed services because they're trying to improve their lives and the lives of others. So you can do that without war. Like, you don't just have to send people out to war to improve lives. Like, you can actually build things up. You know what I think it is? Might have to take this out. It's because of the Christian nationalism, and a big part of evangelicalism is that you don't have to plan for the future because the rapture's coming in. Have you been hearing the rapture stuff?
Girl, oh my gosh. I
wanted
want to look it up
and
real
hit
quick.
me.
I did, because it's like, I totally missed it. This is how checked out I am. So like,
you missed the rapture.
when it was happening, yeah, I missed it. Thank goodness, I guess. But I just saw this clip of all these, and this is a worldwide thing. Mm-hmm. This wasn't like just in the United States, apparently, because the clip I saw.
Because the missionaries went everywhere.
They went everywhere. And there were, I don't know what African country this was, where I saw people in the forest hollering at the sky and stuff. And I'm just like, waiting to be rapturized or whatever the fuck it is. And I'm just like, it's embarrassing. It's like with all of the technology, with all the information that we are outfitted with.
Towards me more, so you're more in the. I'm sorry, just protection.
It's just stupid.
Just a little more, just a little bit more, just so you're getting good light. Thank you.
Well, I have no good light here because it's like just here, and it's okay. I'm light skinned enough.
Just a little more.
But yeah, it's just sad. It's sad. It makes me sad.
That was it was a whole thing. I try to miss a lot of this stuff. I'm not really trying to be on there to engage with that because.
But that's our lives right now. Like, this is what's happening. That's what I'm saying. So
that's
like, it's depressing.
And like I
said,
these are people that very familiar with, grew up around, and there is this sort of affinity for it to just be all over. Like, Jesus is coming down with a sword and he's going to...
But he doesn't even like you.
Because that to me is a really important part of the whole Israeli thing that we need to be aware of, and the fact why they want all the Jews in Israel, because that's where Jesus is supposed to hit first in the rapture. He's supposed to kill all the Jews who didn't believe in him. You didn't know that?
I think I did. I just tried to forget about that.
Sure.
So
that to me is always like, and here's the other thing, when these prophecies don't come true, you have a way of self-fulfilling prophecies.
Yes, that's important to talk about. I agree with that, because it's like you're waiting for this thing to happen. So like you're willing, it's the importance of like just the words that you are saying and why they matter. You know, like when we go back, not to go back, I don't really want to talk about him, but it's just like, yeah, your words mean stuff, and you will manifest things with your words and with the energy you're putting out there.
Oh yeah, that one man.
That one guy.
Right.
That I don't want to give any. Yeah.
Right.
But it's just, that is a real thing too. So, but also too, I think that happens because you want it to happen. You've been indoctrinated to feel like these things are going to happen, and then you don't know what outside of those things that you've been taught that are going to happen. What else is there? There is no free thought. There is no, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, this is what's going to happen, so I have to make it happen. I have to. And so on the other end of that, I'm just like, I wish that there was some effort on the other side that was going as hard as they are.
Well,
because what is it?
It's hard because you're not going to have that confidence, that cult leader confidence on the other side. It's always going to be tempered with like, you're going to have to do some work. It's not 100%. You might not even get to see the benefits.
Not win.
Well, not that you won't win, but you might not get to see the benefits of the work you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because the people, like I said, who are in charge right now, they've had a plan that they've been working on since the 70s, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
So they were willing to like, we'll take some L's, just so that we're making that forward progress. They were willing to deal with imperfect leaders. They were willing to they were just so laser focused. So laser.
Marlson. Focused. Yep.
This is what happens when I try to stay calm.
It's okay.
The words get messed up.
It's
but they're
nice.
so laser focused on their goal while everybody, and they play a good offense and defense because they know what's going to distract, what's going to, get you off focus. And then they equivocate too. I think one of the most effective things they've done has been like, it doesn't even matter who you vote for. Like, so you might as well just not vote. And that benefits them because their policies are unpopular.
Apathy is just
yes. So it's this whole
great.
thing now of where I think the part where we feel sad is because we know it could be better.
And it's like, we just,
It's like, it doesn't even have to be like this. And like, there's just, but yeah, I think that is ultimately the root of it. So here's my suggestion. You elect me as Empress of Indiana. And what I'm going to do is educational reform because our current education system in Indiana was set up by the Ku Klux Klan. I feel like it's really important.
Big facts. Send me the article so I can put it in the notes.
Thank you.
We're not just fucking
I'm not just saying that to...
That's a real thing. Because, I mean, you said that before and I didn't know that.
Oh.
And I was like, what? So then I had to look it up and I'm like, oh.
She wasn't playing.
Well, I thought that you were just saying that, but it was like, it is crazy to like hear something, but then like when you go to look into it, you see all of this information backing up that thing, which is called facts and stuff. So those are great. Facts are good.
Facts are great, and they are trying to be,
Erased.
covered because they don't want, even though, to me, that's what's always so crazy. And I think that's why they like that one man, because he would just say it with his chest.
Yeah,
because everybody
100%.
else is too like, oh, well, we don't want to necessarily be affiliated with the Klan. We just like their policies and everything that they do.
Right.
And it's just like, but it's not a
wrong
good
with
look
that?
because it's so ugly and violent. So, yeah, that's the thing. But yes, go look
But
it up.
that's what you're signing up
The
for.
Ku
though.
Klux Klan, they didn't have a lot of good ideas when it came to anything. So it's true when it comes to education as well. They weren't like super up on the best teaching methods. I think about how one of the reasons I'm such a mouthy, uppity, privileged negress, yes, is because both of my parents had like world-class educations because of school segregation. Like there was not a lot of places where black teachers could get work, so you would get the cream of the crop when you would get a black. So both of my parents went to these like black schools where these black teachers were educated from places all over the globe and came to teach them. Like my dad was diagnosed with dyslexia like in the 60s. You know what I mean? Like that's rare. Like it was hard getting a dyslexia diagnosis when I was in school. So like the fact that people were up on that kind of stuff, like how different his life would have been if somebody hadn't caught that.
Right, absolutely.
You know, like, because I think had he been in the Ku Klux Klan version of the education system, he would have been labeled as a troublemaker. He was troublesome. But he was also very
The good kind.
But it's very common in children who are very intelligent. They're not being challenged.
You're
They're bored. And they get into stuff. So someone was like, you're neurodivergent, but I know what to do. And like even now, there's so much stuff. There's so many. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's just such a better way to do. So Empress and first things first, new school system. Like almost anything would be better than what we have right now. And I get rid of standardized testing. You're welcome, everybody.
God, please, it's so stupid. It's
and
so
it's
dumb.
such a money suck too. So much of those educational dollars, like our tax dollars, are going to proctoring and ordering these tests and the grading and all that stuff.
And the people who make the test, the people who make this,
McGraw-Hill.
all of that stuff.
Yeah, look into it. They're
man.
not really interested in educating children. Do you know what they're interested in, Moni?
Money?
How did you know? You must be some type of genius.
I am. Been trying to tell y'all.
Yeah, so that's my first step. Second step, universal basic income. Why that, you say? Oh, I'll tell you. Because it will cut down domestic abuse. Because that to me is that's a pillar of a strong society, is that people can't be afraid when they're at home. Like if you never feel safe, you talk about your nervous system. Like, and then that'll help with the education as well, because teachers struggle a lot because they're dealing with children who are dealing with trauma. And then for my third policy, I'll probably defer to my cabinet, because I am a wise enough leader to know that I don't have all the answers.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's sad though. I just feel like at this point, there's always this vigilance you have to have with your children in terms of like, making sure, for one, like on the educational front, making sure they're learning what they need to know, like assessing your children's abilities and stuff. But like, I think I didn't suppose that there would be a time where I'd have to like be like, well, reproductive rights is something that we used to have that we don't have anymore. So, like I'm pretty forward with my children, even though they're pretty young. They're old enough to know, like y'all are, 11 and 13. So I don't know, like I feel like I can't be too sheltering about it, but I've had open conversations with them about what reproduction is, what it means, what sexuality is, how all of that stuff plays out. But, the last thing I need is for them to feel is either like shame around that, embarrassment around it, or just scared to ask questions, I guess. And so just trying to open up those conversations, but then not only that, it's like contextualizing all of the political stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even just, being in a school situation where you're around kids who are socialized to believe things that are different than the things we talk about here, and like how do you parse those things out? And so like, not like that I didn't have to do that when I was younger. It just, I don't know why it just feels crazier now, because it's so
I'm trying to think if I
polarized.
had to do that when I was younger. Because actually, I think growing up, because I had to switch my values. So like when I was growing up, it was the same values as the people at the thing.
Right, so there was
no
pushback.
contrast. So there was never any discussion about like, well, they believe this. So
so
da-da-da-da.
here's that.
But no, yeah.
It's just different. I just didn't think I'd be doing this. Like I just assumed that it would be better because the trajectory seemed to be moving forward. Even though slow, but you always hear people say like the rights and stuff that are won, or like you're always holding on to them basically by a thread. Like they're very
And why is that?
contentious. Because there's always people working harder than you to erase the shit you already worked for some reason. They go hard. It's like, man, like I saw this guy in front of the Planned Parenthood that I have to drive by all the time, and I just the urge to roll my window down and shout at him with both middle fingers up, like,
my guy, you're not helping.
go sit down. Like you could be with your family. Like you could actually be making an impression.
You could be volunteering for Big Brothers of America, who help children who don't have enough parental interaction, possibly because they're mother
at the plant.
Like this is the thing. Like people really do need help, and I know that it's hard to, because I'm trying to think of. like people who have changed their mind on this issue. But usually it takes them being in a situation where
Or
they need
somebody
an
they're
abortion.
extremely close to.
Where they
saw the
need
implications,
that
yeah.
medical intervention. And I think, and once again, because our enemies are so good at framing the language around the conversations, we need to stop calling it just abortion. This is just the full spectrum of gynecological care. And so I think it needs to be framed as they're not trying to ban abortions. They're trying to limit your access to the full spectrum of gynecological care that anyone may need at any point in their life.
For various reasons.
Yes, and the whole reason why they want to stunt sex education is because then you don't understand why you need that. Even in that book by that white man, when he was talking about dating Miss Vermont and the fact that her mother told her that she didn't. Tucker Max.
Maybe it's your first time here. That one white man is Tucker Max, guys.
Thank you. I don't want to be disrespectful. So, yes, he had this story about Miss Vermont, and he was just telling her, like, she was like, well, I have never been to the gynecologist. And this is someone who's graduated, like, undergrad. So
that's your mama's fault.
Well, her mom told her you don't need to go to the gynecologist until you start having sex, and since you're not having sex, you don't need to. And he was like, "What?" And he actually was like, "Girl, look, you could have a certain." He was like, he knew more about it than she did about her own body, and he was like, "Yeah, you need to ASAP get to the gynecologist and get everything checked out.
Make sure you
have them look under the hood. It's like getting an oil change." So. But you think about, like, because Miss Vermont, even though she was Miss Vermont, she was from Florida. She just went to school in Vermont to set up residency. And you think about a lot of times when I'm listening to Horrible Decisions and I'm listening to them talk about what school was like.
You mean decisions?
Yes, I do mean decisions. But like this idea that they really do not want you to know what's going on there. Like, because it makes you easier to manipulate. Because I figured out the game, y'all. I'm going to lay it out. So in every species on the planet, the females are in charge of who gets born, except for ours. Like, for whatever reason, human beings are like, you know what? We think men should be in charge of who gets, like, they're trying to seize the means of production, and we can't let them, ladies, okay? We aren't,
that's a feminism.
Take it up with God. I don't know what to tell you. Like, God made us the womb bearers. Like, and I don't know how else to say it. Like, I guess it just gets everybody all up in a tizzy where it's just like, well, I feel like that was even in Everybody's Lying to You. Like, that whole point was just these men colluding together about who gets to marry who and have babies with who, and with no input from the women. And that's backwards, and you get bad results. Like, it's not set up like that. We're supposed to be in charge of that. And men are in charge of what? I mean, they have to be in charge of something.
Men? Everything? I mean, should I?
Well, I mean, because they obviously feel a way that women are in charge of whether they get to reproduce, right? Well, we're not, but we should be.
Well, here's the thing. I think they're scared that they won't be chosen, right? Like, I feel like they resent the fact that we have any input in it, which is why I think that the systems that are in place the way that they are, because they ensure. So, like, again, like if you're taking the age of consent lower and lower, so like if we're considering 14-year-olds, like they're trying to do now, as adults, you want to be able to try 14-year-olds as adults. Trump wants DC to charge 14-year-olds as adults, right? So, like, let's just pretend like that's going to be the standard we apply across the board. What do you think that means? That means that, like, if a 14-year-old makes a mistake or is involved in something, gets arrested, now you're put in a jail with adults. Think about the stuff that happens in jail. That just gives you license to abuse children.
That's what happened to Patrice O'Neal when he was in high school. He got put in regular ass jail for a sexual assault charge. That was BS.
So that's what they want to do with our kids, though. And so, like, to me, it's just kind of like,
was that in Florida too? It was somewhere in the South. It was, I think his mom was from the South. I don't know exactly where it is. No, it had to be East. He's East Coast, right? I don't know. Rest in peace, Patrice O'Neal. But yeah.
I mean, I just feel like the whole point is that, like, let's keep women at a space where the younger we get them in our clutches, the less they have an opportunity to fully move into, self-actualization, education around their bodies, anything else. And if I tell them that their only worth is whether or not you can, keep house or produce children and all that kind of stuff, that if you show that to them and that's the thing that you're born and bred to hear the whole time, then it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna pursue anything out of that, or I'm not gonna see myself outside of the context of that. I don't have any real importance. So I just feel like they're just trying to keep that whole narrative going so that they can keep more control over kids younger and younger and sort of push that narrative. So that's what they're in charge of. They're in charge of
Did you see the Steph Curry's wife? She had like a little story that they're always on her for something. Aisha Curry. I guess she had just posted something about how she originally didn't see herself as a wife and mother. Like, it just kind of happened so quickly. Mm-hmm. And she had always seen herself as like being more career focused. Mm-hmm. And people kind of jumped all over her about that.
Well, fuck them, man.
I know. It's like, this woman can't do wrong right. Like, golly.
I mean, right. And that's the thing. Like, nobody wants to hear your story if it's not like, yes, I was born to be a mother and
we're black.
It's the whole like you have to, and it's so performative though. Like, but men don't want to hear that. Like, it's not to say that there aren't women out there who want that and genuinely go after that. And even the women who don't initially go after that, like Aisha Curry, she seems
just call
to
her
be.
Marlston.
I won't. She seems to be resting in that role quite comfortably. Like, once you're there, it's like, yeah, I mean, these are my kids. This is my family. This is what I'm doing.
But it's like she's doing it.
She is, but I mean, I just think to suppose that like you just show up, it's almost like men don't, or I won't even put it up, just society. Like, the setup is that like if you're not instantly into being a subservient mother, wife, no, whatever you like type situation, it's a problem. And even when you do that, I feel like you're still probably doing something wrong. You're ugly while you're doing it.
Yeah,
you're fat while you're doing it. You didn't have makeup on. You're not wearing heels.
Because the original attraction was so rooted in the physical, kind of like on White Lotus, the Hawaii one.
Yeah.
Where dude was just like, oh, she's like, wait, you're just with me because I'm not gonna look like this forever. Like, and then it's like, and then when you stop being their favorite Barbie doll, you remember like how you sometimes then it becomes weird Barbie. You just start like cutting his hair and doing all kind of stuff because it's like, yeah, I feel. Oh, that was my solution. I figured it out.
Okay, go.
Okay. So all the abusive men and stuff like that, they need to play with Barbies because that's the only way to get a bad bitch to do what you want her to do. You get a Barbie. And and then
that's what they like video games. That's
I feel like Kanye was trying to do that with like Kim and stuff because he'd always dress her up and everything. Like, like there's a part of you that just wants to do that, and it's fine. I feel like the men I know who are kind of cool, they did play Barbies with their like younger
sisters, girl cousins.
Yeah, and it was like it doesn't. Like, and then you get it out of your system, and then you don't feel the need to
pretend like real people are Barbies.
Yeah.
Because we're not dolls.
Get it out of your system. So I saw the guys get some Barbies.
Get some Barbies. Also.
And some Play-Doh, just because it's fun.
Have you ever heard of the black pill?
No. Black pill theory?
Girl.
Maybe. I might need a refresh. I might have tried to block it out because that does sound familiar.
So, I mean, it's cousins to the red pill.
Does it involve killing yourself?
Maybe ultimately. Shit, I don't know.
But
basically, so it says the black pill is a nihilistic ideology primarily embraced by the incel subculture, which dictates that one romantic and social success is predetermined by genetic features such as physical attractiveness.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Adherents believe that self-improvement efforts are futile because women are hardwired to pursue only a small percentage of highly attractive women. The term draws its name from the red pill or blue pill metaphor from the movie Matrix, which we know about. The pill represents a painful awakening of reality, and the blue pill is comfortable ignorance. In this context, the black pill represents a deeper, more pessimistic truth than the red pill. I think that it's extremely sad that there are men out there who think that there is so it's like you shouldn't even try to become more attractive to women. There's just because you're ugly or whatever. It's just impossible. Like you ain't never seen.
Oh wait, did they say like women are genetically predispositioned to pursue these men? Because I don't think women should be pursuing anybody.
We're not though, but like the thing is like if you're a loser who thinks you're a loser, who doesn't think that there's anything you can do to be attractive to me, then you've already self-fulfilled that prophecy for yourself.
Way to bring it back.
Absolutely not. You've not tried to be funny. You've not tried to be interesting. You've not tried to be good at something. You've not tried to learn anything. You just said, well, I think I'm ugly, so there's no way any other woman would think I'm attractive. And then also too, like who are you going after? Well, are you going after the bad bitches who are only after money? Like there are girls who are only looking for that, but then why aren't you? So then maybe those aren't the women you should be trying to pursue. Pursue the girl who you probably don't you're not checking for her probably.
Well, here's the thing. You haven't figured out what you really like, so you haven't been in those spaces to find the people who really like the stuff that you like.
Because y'all don't leave the house.
And we could also move into a model where we decentralized romantic partnership as the end game of everyone's life.
Oh my God. I think the sooner we do that, the better.
Yeah. And it's just like gravy.
I mean, and that's not just like, it's so funny because my husband.
Maybe not gravy. That could be gross. It's like the cherry on top.
The cherry on top. I mean, it could even be like I don't know. It could be a lot of stuff, but I just feel like it's not, it gets romanticized to the point where it's dysfunctional to people's lives, especially when you have somebody sitting on the side saying like, yeah, there's no point in me even trying to, I shouldn't even try because I don't have this certain set of attractiveness or whatever. Then that means that I won't find anybody because women I know plenty of beautiful women who deal with men who aren't traditionally attractive. Sometimes that is money, resources. Sometimes it's because they're funny and it's the way they make you feel.
And that's just your person.
And
like with Charlotte and Harry. They were pretend people, but
Sex and the City, guys.
It happens. Like a lot of times,
a lot more than
a lot
you'd
of
like
times
to
it's
say.
really about catching a vibe. Like it's not just about somebody who's like, oh my God, they're so hot, because that gets so boring
it's so
fast.
Okay, when was the first time you learned that looks weren't everything? In terms of like when you like a guy or whatever.
Okay, so this would have been like back before I had my daughter.
Okay.
And I had met a gentleman and he was very, very attractive. And we didn't talk too much, so there's still that intrigue and stuff like that.
Mystery.
And then I cannot remember. Actually, I do remember because he was trying to get me to read The Secret. And I remember thinking, I was like, nah, I'm cool. Because that was this idea of like you get whatever you want just by believing super hard. And he was just, the more I heard him talk, like just the less attractive he became. And finally the spell was broken.
And finally, no thank you.
And it was just like, no, I don't really want to give you any of my time. And also it was just super gross seeing women fall all over themselves for him. Like he, like
knowing how dumb he was too, though.
Maybe not, because they could have been dumb too.
See, and then that makes a good match.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
Like,
so that could have been.
together.
But my whole thing is like, I feel like there was an episode of 30 Rock about this where Liz Lemon was dating John Hamm. And she was really trying to make it work because he was so fine, but he was so stupid, and everybody was letting him get away with everything
because he was fine.
Right.
Yeah.
So he had made her some salmon in Gatorade. He was like, yeah, Rachel Ray told me it tasted good. And she was like, it does
She
not.
was hunching on you, so.
So yeah, it was all of this stuff. Or he thought he was really good at tennis because everyone always let him win, and she beat him and he got all mad. Like he just ended up, and he was, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do the whole plot, but yes. When did you learn this lesson?
Might have been 8th grade. And you know this gentleman.
I do.
And
He had great eyebrows.
he was beautiful, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, like he was highly attractive, and I remember he liked me, and I was like, okay, you know, he's cute or whatever. And we ended up like they paired our desks together. You know, it was like in groups of 2 or whatever. So I was sitting next to him, and I was like, I had never spoken to him this much, and he just was not a conversationalist, let's say. And I just noticed that he wasn't, you know, he wasn't super bright either. So like he wasn't great in school. Not like I was acing everything all the time, but like even just conversationally, it felt like, you know, you throw him something and it would just fall on the ground and you're just like, wow, okay. Didn't catch that, all right. So then I was just like, I mean, his attractiveness went down exponentially because of my proximity to being around him, talking with him, being in his space. And this isn't to diminish him as a person, because I mean, he was a kind guy and he was attractive and stuff and sweet and everything like that. But it's like, it was not enough. I realized as 7th grade or 8th grade, I was like, that's just not enough, because I don't want to spend time with you.
Yeah.
And if the point is like, okay, if I meet somebody and I like them, and we spend all this time together, I'm not about to either dumb myself down or pretend like I enjoy your presence when I don't, because I don't have the power. I don't have the bandwidth.
Could we also get a message out to the men too that like you don't have to be super fine to catch? Once again, you don't have to make finding a partner the centerpiece of your life.
You don't.
You could just,
because that's attractive too. When you're not doing that.
Like
the
being
desperation
super
of it all is crazy.
Yeah,
also ugly.
That's very repellent. Actually, they even said like you could actually, desperation can create a pheromone that can be sensed by.
I can smell it. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
So
you get the
even
ick.
in friendships, it's nasty. It's like I can't.
It's like chill out.
I'm gonna need you to relax.
But we were actually talking about this at brunch, and don't get a penis enhancement either. Like that's
we did talk about that.
We did.
I pulled up the pictures
because you said you've seen some botched ones.
Yeah.
And it more often than not,
like, because let's be clear, I'm in medical imaging.
Yes, thank you.
I am sometimes in surgery cases where these apparatuses are being implemented or retracted from people. So not like in my personal life have I ever witnessed or been with a man with one.
Could you imagine?
But I have seen the surgery for it.
And that's the thing, like sometimes you don't know what you've got till it's gone. Because for those people, you've pretty much lost your ability to naturally get an erection. And I would imagine you probably lost some sensitivity too. I don't know.
Even just like with breast implants sometimes too, when they were like removing the areola, like there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. But like if they cut your areola off and then put them on ice and then go through the middle of your breast and put them back on, sometimes you lose the sensation. Yeah, you lose the feeling. So it's like, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, all of that to say, guys, looks aren't everything.
It is. And we like you. Like for women who like men, like we like men. We don't want men boys, like boy, what do we call them, man boys? Yeah. Don't like that. That gets played out real quick. And that's what I feel like is in charge right now. The man boys, they found one who was popular enough to get their terrible agenda across, and now it's like,
oh, they're really out there trying to, and
do you really feel like they believe this is the best way to run a country, or do you feel like they're trying to speed up the apocalypse?
I think it's a combo. Like, I think there's a fair amount of it that really, like what you're saying about that whole prophecy stuff. I don't know what that's called. If I can find an article, something that decently sort of explains that, because I don't want to do that and make it confusing. But like, I'm gonna try to leave something
about
in
the
rapture.
Note.
Yeah, like that whole idea about what you're saying. Like right now, we're like,
and that hasn't always been a part of
Christian nationalism is not Christianity. This is a conversation I was having with my children who go to a Christian school. You know, like was trying to explain to them the difference between those two things and how that kind of gets off track. But I do think that it is a combination of, there are certain people who do feel like we need to accelerate this so that this can go ahead and happen. And I think that there's just other people who just are grifting the shit out of this, because it's like, finally I get to be mediocre as fuck, but I still get to be visible. I can make as much money as I can in these situations. I can position myself to grab whatever power and access I can in order to, you know, pursue whatever personal interest they may have in whatever endeavors that they have going on at that time, which is gross and stupid and seems to be what capitalism is about. So it's like not super surprising, but it's also really gross to see constantly. And it's just like, this is
Yeah, a lot of
nightmare
this,
a little
I
bit.
like how you said Christian nationalism isn't Christianity.
It's not.
Because even the idea of the rapture, that wasn't always a part of Christianity. Like, once again, I'll try to find the like actual facts so we can show when that became a thing.
Something. Like, I know that concept there has to be some sort of movement or like name to that. Maybe one of you guys is like, it's this. So shout out to you if you know what it is.
You know what has been kind of helping me work through this? Maybe that
that?
should have been the second part of my dedication. The Boys, Gen V, like down to they've predicted what, like they recorded and edited this a long time ago, and it's exactly what's going on right now politically. Down to assassinations being blamed on other people. Once again, trying to get them young.
Before we go, we must give thanks to Urban Nerd for providing our music, and legal services were handled by Trezanae M. Atkins. If you like what you heard, please feel free to join us every Wednesday for another fake-ass book club. Cheers.
Thank you guys for listening. You can check us out at thefabpodcast.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast wherever you're listening right now. We want to hear from you. Come put it in our life. Thanks again, and until next time, peace, love, and the Fake Ass Book Club. We out.